I think what one of the most important things is that we need more dreamers in the world. Because when you think about it, like think about just going into a coffee shop in the morning. I walked into one this morning and I walked up to the the barista, and the barista's just like, "Hey, how's it going? What can I help you with?" Person is empty, dead, no vitality whatsoever. Just you wipe your hand across their eyes, you swipe it there, nothing. It's empty, it's hollow. It's really true that they say the eyes are the seat of the soul. Because when I walk around, and this is how I used to be years ago in my 20s, when I was lost, when I was confused, when I didn't have a damn clue what I wanted to do, I was empty. And you can see, you can feel from looking at people's eyes what's really going on inside them. And one of the things that bothered me so much in my early 20s was how unhappy I saw people. Just empty. They were going through the day-to-day routines of life, but they weren't even there because they hated it, because it was pointless. And the worst part, that wasn't even the worst part. The worst part was that when I would go just to interact with people, like the coffee shop, like the mechanic, like at work, nobody had that sense of vitality, that sense of energy that you could feel. Have you ever met someone who's so in love with what they do that you look them in the eye and you feel it? I mean, you can really feel energy. No, it's not a metaphysical, it's not an esoteric thing. You can truly feel this when you look at someone who is truly passionate about what they do. And I think this is seriously the most lacking quality of modern day life in 2016 or later. And it's just, the zombies around you almost make you feel like if you're happy, if you have that energy, then there's something wrong with you. And that's what's really scary. That's what scares me the most. And that's why I really want to share this here. And the thing is, it's so tempting to friggin' play it safe. Because when you see people out there, you see successful people, you see fit people, you see happy people, people in a great marriage, a great relationship, and you think they're different. They were born like that. They're not me. That's not me. I'm not the kind of person who could do that. I once said to someone, "Oh, you hate all these jobs you've been in. Why don't you actually start your own business?" And he looked at me and he said, "Dude, are you serious? Me start my own business?" And what he was really saying was, I feel inadequate. I don't fully trust in myself that that is something that I can do. And what did he do? He played it safe. And guess what? Most of us in our lives just end up playing it safe, not because we want to, but because we're afraid. We decide to take the easy route when it comes to eating things rather than doing the right thing, which may mean discomfort now, but in the long run, in a year, in a 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll get the body and the health we want. But we don't do it because it's scary. Maybe we don't know what to do. Maybe we're afraid of people criticizing us. Maybe we're afraid of being successful, afraid of what our friends or our family might think. And as a result, what do? We just play it safe. We do what everyone else does. We go back to our humdrum daily lives. We cultivate the garden in the backyard, as the saying goes. And we're unfulfilled though. That feeling inside doesn't just go away magically. It's still there. And if you let it, if you don't nurture it like that, you can suppress it your whole life. I mean, I believe that all of us have some kind of calling beyond just our health or our weight. There's some calling, our work to do, work with a capital W. And I think so many of us, the majority of us, 95, 99, 99.9% ignore it because it's scary, it's uncertain. We don't know where that path's gonna go. We don't know how to get there. We don't know if we're the kind of person that could work hard enough to make that a reality. And then we've been told by our parents and our friends, people that mean us well, but they themselves have not lived it. And they tell us, you better play it safe and realistic, kitty, Jimmy, because otherwise you're not gonna be able to feed yourself. Well, honestly, I think there's a lot worse realities than not being able to feed yourself. You could be one of these people that I know, lots of my old friends, lots of people that I know personally that are feeding themselves, but they might as well put a bullet in their mouth. Might as well put a gun in their mouth because they're as good as dead. There's the saying that, must have been Benjamin Franklin or someone, that most people live until 90, but they're dead at 20. In other words, they live all these years, And I'm sure I butchered it, but the point is the same, that we live all these years, but most of us actually don't live. And that's what I really want you to understand today. The fact is, one of the worst parts is gonna be your friends. It's gonna be your friends and your family. I mean, they're gonna be telling you, play it safe. Look what happened to your uncle, your aunt, to this guy, to that woman in the news. It didn't work out for them, so you better be careful. And they put all these fear tactics on you, because guess what? Behind it all, always, 100% of the time, they themselves are not living the dream. A truly happy person would not say that to you. A fulfilled person would not say that to you. A fit person would not say that to you. A fit person would not guilt trip you by bringing donuts when you're starting to see good results. Friends do it all the time. Family do it around the Thanksgiving dinner table. The truth is that some of the biggest thorns in the path are gonna be your friends and your family. That's just the sad truth. And they sometimes may mean it, they may try to be a thorn, they may not. But all the same is true. If they have not lived it themselves, they probably are gonna sabotage you because they have sabotaged themselves. And they are living with that unfulfilled potential that all of us have, but very few of us address and go after that calling, that dream, our work, our destiny, whatever you wanna call it. And you know, I got an email a couple years ago when I first started writing one of my personal websites. And this kid said to me, he said, you know, Alex, this is pretty heavy, but I was gonna kill myself before I got your email. But something you wrote about what to do when your life feels meaningless really spoke to me. And I've actually given myself a purpose for waking up in the morning. And you know, the thing is, what I found is, first of all, it's insane that I wrote some blog article that some random person in the world read and decided not to kill themselves. But the point here is that by you being this channel, right? It's like that saying of a little bit of fragrance remains on the hand that gives, or something like that. It's a Chinese proverb about generosity. It's so true that if you are the person, even if you know no one else, listen, going after all of my goals, I haven't had one role model or mentor or friend that had done those things before, that did the things I wanted to do. I've had a few here and there. I've had people with parts of the characteristics that I want, but I haven't had anyone that showed me the whole path. And guess what? It may be a lonely road. But the thing is, if you do it, if you cultivate it yourself, you become the light that lights up everybody else. And that's what I'm trying to say. I just wrote the article because I was writing what I felt and what helped me fix that feeling of meaninglessness. And by pure chance, it prevented someone from dying. So when you do the things required, like I'm talking about right here, right now, you do the things to wake up and do what you've always wanted to do. You, by default, become the energy source that lights everybody else up. So make sure you go after whatever it is you are scared of going after. Remember that most of your friends probably are the zombies I've been talking about. It may even be your parents. Remember that playing it safe is the ultimate dream killer. That, listen, at the end of the day, it's up to you.